This timeline, Charlie would be different, as she hated Lucifer for not being involved in politics. She hated him for not using his power for control, just sitting there getting depressed. So when she left, she never looked back, as she wanted to build her name for herself. She wanted to become popular. She could easily go in and become an overlord and then become a sinner. Well, she already is a sinner. All she had to do is get rid of Lucifer. Or, even simpler, just take his place in all the meetings. But no one would respect her, simply because she was the daughter, and that's why she got what she had. She would have to start out slow, so she decided to become an overlord in hell. As she went to the Pride Ring and began to observe everything, since she lived most of her life in royalty and mansions and safety away from the sinners, she didn't really know much about them, so she would have to learn. As she went on to learn more and more about sinner culture and things like that, as she decided to become an overlord and work her way up. Since Lucifer rarely left his house, he would actually know who she was in this timeline, since she didn't tell anyone she was Lucifer's daughter, and the sinners were quite in the dark. I mean, Lucifer did leave all the time a long time ago, but that was hundreds of years ago. Most sinners simply were not alive for that back then. As Charlie would start to make a name for herself, and she didn't want to tell anyone she was Lucifer's daughter, because she wanted to make things special, build something from her own, as she would destroy things and then replace it. Basically, destroying buildings and saying, I won't rebuild it unless you join me. Some refuse, some joined gleefully. As then we cut to Vox and the rest, as they were discussing a new threat. As this new threat was Charlie. Charlie was this brand new overlord, taking turf from everyone, and whoever tried to fight her would simply lose. In this timeline, Charlie's mastered her potential, using her magic to her full abilities, and has already gotten very strong. As Vox would like to meet Charlie to make a deal with her, as Valentino would say, can I come too? I can make her feel. Vox would say, nope, not bringing you along. Valentino would say, oh, fine. As in, Vox would agree to meet Charlie. As Charlie and Vox would go to a meeting alone, Vox would say, I'm the leader of the Vees, and it's a pleasure to meet you. You know you've been stealing our territory. Charlie would say, blah, 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 blah. You know I can kick your A, so you want me to help you. I can help your little crew if you give me a percentage of your money. Vox would say, why would I ever do that? You spoiled little... You really think you could take on all of us? We are the Vees. We are so powerful. Charlie would say, you're cute when you're worked up. As then she would kiss him, as he would blush and say, don't worry about that. Listen, I need to. As Charlie would simply continue to flirt with him, Vox would eventually give in. As the next night came, Vox got up in bed and said, wow, you were good. Charlie would say, yeah, see me again sometime. You're so cute, flustered. Fine, I'll stay away from your territory. If you and I meet up every once in a while, as Charlie would leave. As in, Vox would go back to the Vees. As Vox went back, he had a smile on his face. Charlie was so amazing. She was forceful and dominant and powerful at the same time. And he kind of liked that. She knew what she wanted and she took it. It was kind of like Valentino, but she wasn't around the bush about it. It was so nice, as he continued to smile. As then he went and sat down with the rest of them, Valentino would say how it would go. Vox would say, oh, it went very well, I mean, she agreed not to attack us. That was great. Yeah, it was great. As he looked away, Vel would say, oh my god, I know that face. You slept with her, didn't you? Valentino would say, oh, and I didn't get to join. Vox would say, no, she's mine. You get Angel, I get her. As Valentino would say, why'd you bring up Angel? Nothing, no reason. And I did not sleep with her, okay? It was just, as then he walked away, Valentino would say, what was that about? Vel would say, he likes her, idiot. But I thought he likes me. He does, but he's jealous of... Why do I have to explain this? And then she just went back on her phone. As months would pass, as Vox and Charlie would continue their little deal. As Vox and Charlie continued their deal, doing their stuff together. Eventually, Vox would say, hey, why don't we go out sometime? Charlie would like, you mean hang out? Yeah, I do. As Charlie would slap his butt and say, all right, we can go, cutie. Vox would blush again as he would go out to a bar with Charlie. As Vox and Charlie had a conversation, Vox would say, so, This whole deal. Charlie would say, "You want to date me, don't you? I thought you had a thing with Valentino." "I did, so you want an open one? Huh? You want me to add people? You're so naughty, you're so pathetic." "Fine, fine, fine, have whatever you want." Vox would say, "Stop getting in my head," as he blushed. Charlie would simply laugh and say, "So this is your first date, a bar." Vox would say, "What's wrong with that?" "Nothing, nothing. Just a little bit bland. If you want a true date, follow me." As then Charlie would take Vox away. As Charlie and Vox walked away, Vox would say, "Where are we going?" Charlie would say, "Oh, it's not about where we're going, but what we're going." That made no sense. I know it doesn't. But here, as she went to a building and simply just destroyed it. "Now you do it." As Vox would do the same thing, she would say, "No, put more passion to it. Put more energy to it. Don't just destroy it. Demolish it." As Vox did it, he felt alive. Vox has destroyed many things, but he's never put his heart into pure destruction like this. As he enjoyed every second of it, as he embraced it, embraced the feeling of power, embraced the feeling of rage. As Charlie would just laugh, as they would go out and destroy things and have a good time. And enjoy each other. Vox never felt like this before. Valentino was crazy, but Charlie had this passion, this emotion. And Charlie started to like Vox. He was cute. And even though he was evil and wanted to destroy, so did she. And watching him destroy things in new ways was just so funny. She really did like him. As then months would pass as they got closer and closer. As we cut to Valentino. Valentino would be with Angel because oftentimes, he would force Angel to listen to his own therapy sessions where he would ask him stuff and just force him to listen. As they didn't really do much. They did a lot, but not much about it. As Valentino was telling Angel that, "I think Vox is trying to replace me with that girl. She's not even that hot. She has a mannish name. But she dresses up and gets all ready when she's out with him. They go around destroying things. I can destroy things too. Like your hopes and dreams. Don't you agree, Angel?" Angel said, "Yeah, he can." "See? Why can't he agree?" "Huh." As then he would start to leave. As then Angel would go home confused. As time kept on passing, everyone there began to grow different feelings about Charlie. Velvet actually kind of liked Charlie. Velvet liked Charlie because she always showed up and she was always fun. Sometimes she would be in her videos and sometimes she would promote products. And even though she looked kind of bland sometimes, other times she could fix herself up. Velvet started to really enjoy that. As Valentino started to hate Charlie more and more and more. Now, Valentino could just join in on the fun. He's done that before with Vox, but Charlie was different. The way Charlie held him, the way Charlie possessed him, the way Vox just talked about her, just pissed him off. As one day he couldn't handle it, so he wanted to hire some hitmen. As these men would be different. He could hire anyone, but he heard these great reviews about these imps that go to Earth and wipe out humans. Not really what he wanted, but maybe he could pay them a bunch to kill someone here. As Valentino walked in, they all were shocked. An overlord walking in? That doesn't happen often. Maybe he needed someone on Earth dead, but they thought he was old. Blitz would say, "Okay, so, who on Earth do you want dead? I mean, you look pretty old. Is there like a son of someone who killed you and you want revenge? I mean, we can do that. It's just not very common." Valentino would say, No. Then he would throw down a bunch of money. "I want you to kill someone here. I know it's against the rules, so I'll pay triple." As Blitz would say, "Deal!" Moxie would say, "I don't know, sir. We need to." As then Blitz would push Moxie away and take the money, laughing. As Valentino would say, "Excellent, excellent." As then he walked out. As Blitz would then get the squad and then get ready. As he then got prepared to kill Charlie, he needed a special weapon that Valentino provided since she is a sinner, or so they thought. Keep in mind, no one knew that she was Princess of Hell. As then we cut to Charlie, as Charlie was walking along with some servants, enjoying the high life. And Charlie liked to battle herself. She liked to be hands-on. But she just had servants to help her, and sometimes she would hire people to fight when she was too busy. As then Blitz and the rest of the gang stalked her. As Blitz stalked Charlie, he then got a shot. As he looked at her, he said, "Easy." As then he pulled the trigger. as a loud noise was heard. But Charlie wasn't there. Blitz said, "What? Where did..." Suddenly she was behind him and said, "I could see you up there, you know. You need to get better at hiding, cutie." I like little imps, though. He then got up and pulled out a knife and said, "Shut up." As he threw it at her, she would simply dodge it. As in Luna would try to bite her, she would dodge that too. As they kept on trying to attack her, she would fly and move around, similar to how Lucifer could, as she toyed with them, laughed at them, mocked them, until it was go time. As then she appeared in front of Blitz and grabbed his horn, ripping it off. He would try to fire, as Millie would charge at her with an axe. As he grabbed Blitz's horn, she ripped it clean off and threw it into Luna's head, getting rid of her. As Blitz was shocked as he fell to the floor and bled from his horn and said, "No, no, not Looney, my daughter." As then he stared there, not able to do anything, motionless, as Charlie would then grab Millie and begin to pull her arm so hard it broke. As she fell to the floor, Moxie would fire, as then she got rid of him too, and then Millie. As Blitz would get up and start to fire again and again and again, he would eventually give up and say, "Just take me already, effing take me." As Charlie would say, "No, you have to live forever knowing you failed them. Live forever knowing the people you cared about died." As then she pushed him off the building. The building wasn't tall enough to destroy him, but it was enough to break a few limbs. As then she just left him there, broken, useless, and alone. As then Charlie would go back to Vox and say, "I have an idea." Vox would say, "Yeah, follow me." As Charlie would then go to Vox, Vox and Charlie would teleport to Valentino. As Valentino would say, "Oh, hey guys, did you miss me?" As then he would be put in chains. As you'd say, "What are you doing?" "I know what you did, Val. You hired those hitmen, so we're gonna punish you." As then Vox would get a blowtorch, and Valentino would say, "Like, no, 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 no. I told you I'm not into that. Safe words." Punish Valentino. They would make sure that something like that would never happen again. As Vox and Charlie would fall madly in love and live together happily ever after. I'm gonna leave things off. Thank you so much for suggesting this idea. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please like, please comment, please share, please subscribe. It all means the world to me. I am so lucky I have a fan base like you. I'm so lucky I have an audience like you. And I want to continue keep making it. And do you want me to do some digital circus what ifs? Because there's only like 7 episodes, but I saw a few of them because I've been watching them, you know what I mean? Because Digital Circus is a great show, and I love like YouTube indie stuff. Even though it has been, isn't really indie anymore because it was bought by another company, I still obviously like it because that's what my whole channel is. But yeah, if you guys want me to do stuff on that, let me know. Peace out, love you.